Both goals came down his side. And I don't know, it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening at all. No sound, JD, is your mic on? Can you hear me now? There are some technical issues with YouTube today. I've had some real trouble trying to get the stream to even start, so let me know if you can hear me or not. Perfect. Thank you, Craig. But yeah, very frustrating for Game of Football. I'm glad in the end that we got our 2 goals, but that was a game we should have won. I mean, on paper, we should have been winning that game all day long. But Leeds put up such a ferocious fight, and I've got to give them credit. Fair play to them. Fair play to what they've done. And I don't know, I'm feeling a bit deflated. Second half, much better from us. We introduced Jadon Sancho back into the fold. Something that I questioned whether or not he should have started. I can understand the logic behind not having him start. Apparently, Twitter's down tonight, Pete. We've had the same issue. I've tried to retweet this to tell people to come and watch, but yeah, that's down as well. And it's saying that everybody's in the same position. A lot of people saying about Twitter. I've just had to message Tom to say, can you tweet out for us? And he's like, no, I can't get on Twitter. I've tried, nothing. Apparently it's some Twitter bug. But anyway, back onto the game. Crazy. Disappointing. And 2 points dropped instead of 1 point gained. We should have been winning that. Absolutely should have been winning that. Let's get your guys' player ratings. Let's go through this. It's not going to be a long one tonight. I think we are going to disagree on some stuff. David De Gea tonight I thought was pretty average. Don't think he did loads. He had one half decent save in the first half. Would have made it 2-0, but it came off Cox's head and De Gea just managed to stick his hand out and save it. It wasn't really a great save, wasn't really a bad save. His distribution I don't think was great either tonight. There's always been a criticism around David De Gea, but I'm going to go with a 6. Get the ball rolling with a 6. Don't think he should... I don't think he can really give him much worse than that. 6, I think, is about right. Diogo Dalot. The return of Dalot. How can I start? Let's just quickly go over some of these comments that are coming through. De Gea gets a 6. He could have caught the cross that led to the second in goal, in my opinion. That would have relieved a lot of pressure. That's a fair one. De Gea 6.57, didn't have loads to do. He didn't. His main shift today was pulling the ball out of the box, but I think it's a point from Craig as well. But Diogo Dalot, this is what frustrated me, and it's not just a criticism of him, it's also a criticism of Shaw and Rashford, partly of Rashford. How many times did Manchester United cross the ball in that second half once we'd taken Wout Weghorst off? At one point I counted 5. There was a minimum of 5. I stopped counting after that. 5 semi-decent balls came into that box. As soon as we took Wout Weghorst off, I'm like, Dalot was guilty of that. Dalot didn't put the ball in nearly as much as he did when Weghorst came off. I don't know if that's whether or not Weghorst doesn't do what, for example, Marcus Rashford does in terms of opening up positions. I don't know. But very frustrating to see that. I thought defensively he was pretty strong. I think it's a bit harsh to give him loads of grief because he has just come back. I think he wouldn't have started today. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka would have started if he hadn't got ill. But what I would say with Dalot, both goals did come from his side. Not that they were his fault necessarily, but they did come from his side. If that was Aaron Wan-Bissaka, would we be lenient? I don't know. But I'm gonna give him a 6 today, Dalot. I think he got the assist for the Rashford header. I think it was either him or Palestri, but his crossing is phenomenal. And that was something I said in the first half. I'm really excited to see Weghorst and Dalot finally get to link up and play, but yeah, it wasn't to be. And that was frustrating. Craig said 6 because he got an assist. Other than that, was poor in my opinion. It was his first game back, so cut him some slack. That's a fair point. I didn't think he was poor. I didn't think he was great there, but he looked fatigued. He didn't look ready for this kind of game. 6.5, good assist, but don't understand why he started crossing it when Vaghorst went off. Bro, I was so frustrated. I was screaming at one point because I was like, what is the point? And he's not the only one that's culpable of it. There are a few others, Luke Shaw, Rashford. It would have been nice to see Jadon Sancho and Vaghorst work together as well, but it's very frustrating. I felt bad for Weghorst. He looked a bit exhausted, a bit frustrated on the bench. As soon as he came off, we started putting crosses in. Exactly. There was a shot of him with his arms folded, and he's literally like, what is going on? Like, why weren't you doing this 10 minutes ago? Raphael Varane got the off the own goal that gave Leeds the 2-goal lead at the time. A bit unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, really. Thought he played really well, to be honest. Other than that, had a couple of good chances to score. At the opposite end, I don't think it was by far his best game, but I don't think he was terrible. I think him and Martinez were probably, holding it all together at the back, and certainly in midfield, it just seemed all over the shop. It was like very much like Casemiro had gone, and the whole thing had just gone crazy. But I'm going to give Raphael Varane a 7 today. Sad for the own goal, but I can't cuss the man, too harsh. Pete's gone with a 7 and said he should have scored, to be honest, I agree. Very unlucky, had two. One in the first half and one in the second half. Good save from their keeper. That's not an attitude thing from Vaghorst either. That's just him thinking, I'm 6'6", but they don't provide me with crosses. As soon as I came off, they're flying in. Bro, it's not an attitude thing. He should show that frustration on the training ground now. That should be a conversation that Eric Ten Hag is having with them boys, because that was outrageous. And I'm glad you guys saw it as well, because I was raging. Absolutely raging. 6'6", brilliant in the air. Oh, no. We'll play it. We'll cut inside. We'll do all this. Poor. Lisandro Martinez. Fantastic. I just think he's great. I don't think he's ever really had a bad game. He's just good going forward. He's good in defence. I'm going to give him an 8. He's probably one of my candidates for man of the match yet again. But this boy can do no wrong at the minute. I like how he finished off. Was it McKennie, I think? Oh no, it's Bamford he put the boot in on. And yeah, solid. Luke Shaw, 6.5 or a 7. Thought he was better when Jadon Sancho came on. I think him and Sancho have a better relationship than him and Garnacho. Garnacho we'll get to later on, but when he was on the pitch, Shaw didn't do enough. I don't know if it's like a chemistry thing or like understanding what the other players doing. I don't know. But second half, I thought Shaw was fantastic. Powering forward, always looking for that cross or that last ball. I enjoyed what he did today. I'm going to give Luke Shaw, I'm actually going to go 7.5 I think for Luke Shaw. Second half really redeemed him. Everybody's giving Martinez an 8. Just going to put this on. Marcel Sabitzer, 7.5. Thought he bossed the midfield. Maybe even an 8. It might be, his full debut. Gave the ball away a couple of times, a bit sloppy with a couple of passes in the second half, but I think he did start to tire. But him and Casemiro, when they're together, that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm really looking forward to seeing them two. Could have had a couple of goals himself. Again, good goalkeeping from the Leeds goalkeeper to keep it out. But yeah, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought it was a really good debut. First half in particular, I thought he was our best player, other than Martinez. But I just love how at home he feels, or at home he looks at the moment. He didn't look like a player that was coming into a squad that didn't know what he was doing or looked a bit nervous or anything. Came in, this is my game, and this is how I'm going to play. And I like that. Really, really good, and so excited to see what he can do with Casemiro. Going back a little bit, 7 for Luke Shaw from Craig. Frustrated me a bit, but improved when Sancho came on. Pete's put here, Shaw 7.5 first half, 8 second half. His overlapping once Sancho came on was superb. That's a fair point. Pete 7.5 is fair. Sabitzer 7, played well, got a good long shot on him, I agree. Craig's gone same as me with an 8. I love him, looks like an absolute masterstroke from Ten Hag. Full of energy, good on the ball, and has a great shot on him. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to say it early and I'm going to regret it, but you know when you look at Pogba and like everything you wanted from Pogba, I can see in Sabitzer, and I think Sabitzer is going to be able to produce that when he's got somebody like Casemiro with him. Crazy out there, but that's my vibe, that's what I'm feeling. Fred, frustrating. Thought he played well, but didn't. Average Fred. 6, maybe 6.5. Poor shooting, poor passing, a bit erratic at times, great at times, but defensive at times, I don't know. All over the place. And again, you can really see when I said this, I actually called Fred out. After the red card, for Crystal Palace, I said he looked a bit lost, he looked a bit all over the place. And it does look like you take Casemiro out of that squad and we do, what's going on? We do crumble a little bit, certainly in that midfield. But he is a huge player to lose. But yeah, man. Pete's put here, Fred 6, forgot his passport today, was okay first half, but gave the ball away too much in the second half. There was a lot of people culpable for that, but Fred was definitely one of them. Now, this one's got to be interesting. Bruno Fernandes. Today, for me, 3. Might be a bit harsh, but for what I expect from Bruno, he did not deliver on any front today. Culpable for the first goal. Absent for the game. Gave the ball away countless times. Ran himself into dangerous positions. He looked almost self-destructive today. Just not what I expect from our captain. And not what I expect from Bruno. And Bruno will be disappointed with that result as well in his performance. I do mark Bruno more harshly because he's the captain, because he's the leader, he's the one that should set the rhythm and the tempo. And after 56 seconds, giving the ball away there, which we have seen him do throughout the season, it doesn't usually lead to a goal. But for me, shocking. Worst game I think I've ever seen Bruno play. Craig's gone 4 for Bruno. Was shocking, gave the ball away time and time again. He must have left his passport at home. Ten Hag was furious with him at one point. Can imagine. Fernandes has got a 5 from Pete's point of view. Wasn't good today, pretty anonymous, and was too lax on the ball on our own half. He looked self-destructive. Self-destructive, Bruno, and I don't ever want to see that Bruno again. Give us that proper Bruno back. Garnacho. Frustrating, really. I don't know what to give Bruno. I have to give Garnacho. I'm going to go maybe with a 6. I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to slate him. But he had a really good couple of opportunities. He should have scored at least one. One potentially could have passed to Vaghorst, or it was a difficult effort. I can't give him too much grief for that, for the second one. But Ayling had him on toast. He was marked out of the game by Ayling. Ayling was all over him. And he made Ayling look like, Luke Shaw or Roberto Carlos. He was all over him. And made Ayling look a lot better than he actually is. Disappointing from him. Disappointed by his own standards. Maybe now we have to appreciate why he's not a starter. And maybe he is better coming off the bench. Certainly when he's going up against people with tired legs, his trickery is great. But in that first half, I thought he was one of our better players, one of our more lively players, and he looked the most likely to score. And Craig says here, I gave Fred a 4. I can't argue with that. Fred was erratic today. I'm going to lower mine to a 5, based on thinking about it. Garnacho 5 from Pete. He was too hyped today. Let Ayling get into his head. That's a fair point. Craig put 6, caused problems at times, but he couldn't finish. He desperately has to hit the gym and improve his decision making. Give him time though. It wasn't a young player, then he would get a lower score without a doubt. Very much like Cristiano Ronaldo in the early days, if you guys remember when Cristiano first came to Old Trafford. Very weak, timid, good on the ball, good with his feet, but easily outmuscled. And I can see the same things happening with Garnacho. Give him time, and this boy, I mean, already we can see he's a world class talent. Just give him time, he's gonna bloom, man. He's gonna be great. Marcus Rashford, a game of two halves yet again. First half playing out on the right. I can't give him too much stick. He hates playing out there. We all know he does. He looks completely invisible. First half, I would have given him a 2 or a 3. Second half, fantastic. Came to life, scored the goal that got us back into the game, and just ran ragged, ran everywhere, did everything that we needed him to do. Very unlucky to not get a second goal. But yeah, for me, I'm going to have to give Marcus a 7, mainly because he got the goal. Leeds Lounge has joined. Great game, roll on Sunday. Bro, you got the score right. You predicted a 2-2 at Old Trafford. Great game. For you guys, great game. Leeds Lounge, if you're still watching, let me know what you think about that game from a Leeds perspective. I'm interested to know. Do you feel like that is, a point gained or 2 points dropped? How does it feel for you? Craig put here 7, improved when he moved out to the left and scored a fantastic goal. Much better. Craig's put we're battering Leeds at Ellen Road. Pete's put here Rashford 7 because he scored, but he was anonymous first half. Much better down the middle. And I remember, Craig, you did question that at half time, and I was in agreement with you about whether or not Marcus Rashford against this sort of defence of Leeds would work down the middle. We questioned that, and Marcus delivered. Wout Weghorst, I love this guy. I think he's great. I just think we are shitting on him every time. We have just completely made this signing pointless. All the things I said at the start when we signed him are coming to fruition in terms of not the Dutch Andy Carroll thing. That hasn't come to fruition. But when I said that we don't play well with a tall striker, and it was proven again today. The first half, the man got no service. The second he's taken off, we're pelting balls into the box like no one's business. Joke. Absolute joke from the other players of Manchester United. I feel sorry for Wout Weghorst. I'm giving my man a 6. I feel sorry for him. Did what he needed to do every time. Couldn't really fault him. He had nothing. I could play as a number 9 for Manchester United because Eric Ten Hag could probably play as a number 9 for Manchester United. It's a joke shift, an absolute joke. Leeds Lounge has put 2 points dropped. I have no ill will for Man U there. It was a great game. I have to question the ref. Bamford was kicked in the face, but I digress. I'll take the point 100% and I'm hyped for Sunday. Craig's put here 6 because I feel sorry for him. He gets zero service. It's frustrating. It's infuriating. And he's getting frustrated now. I'm glad to see that frustration from him. Going back very quickly to the Leeds Lounge comment. Yeah, I mean, the one from Martinez, I don't know if it was a follow-through or if it was intentional. I don't know. What I've seen of Martinez this season, he doesn't seem the type to do that, but I don't know. But yeah, great game for you guys. Really great game for you guys. Sunday's going to be a tough game. But hopefully it's a wake-up call for us now because we realise we're not playing against the team that are in the bottom half of the table. We're playing against the team that are up for it. And that's how we should have approached today. Peach United point of view put Weghorst 5, not his fault. Just didn't give him the service at all, making me sad that we can't play to his strengths. It's incredibly frustrating. It's really, really annoying. Palestri, what a sub. I'm so happy. I said to Tom at half time, there's not a chance Palestri gets on today. He was one of the reasons it changed. Speed, aggression, determination, much better on the right-hand side. Should have potentially started today. Really lively. I'm going to go for a 7. 7.5 maybe. He was great when he came on. I just love the energy and the fact of how much he gives us going forward. I really like what he does. And I hope he starts more games or starts to feature in more games. I think he offers us a lot. Leeds Lounge, it is what it is, which is why I'm not dwelling on it. I'm happy with our performance. It was the game I hoped for. We showed we were not getting walked over. And you did absolutely superb. First few seconds, straight on us. I said it in the watch along. Manchester United couldn't find a pass. They didn't know where to go. They looked completely, dumbfounded by your press. You were out pressing us. And once we got that goal back, I knew we were going to get at least a draw from it. But yeah, played well. Played well. Craig's put here 7 makes things happen. I might take a chance to start him on Sunday if Anthony isn't back. It's gotta be. I'd love to see a front 3 of Pellistri, Rashford, and Jadon Sancho. Who's our next man? Jadon Sancho, for me, everything this guy has been through, to come back in such a difficult game, and to score and to play as well as he did. I thought he was really good when he came on. Wasn't scared to take his man on. That goal gave him such a lift. And it lifted the fans as well. It was great for everybody. I'm going to give Jadon Sancho an 8. That was exactly the game he needed. And long may it continue. We've missed him for so long. He's only featured, I think, once, and that was in the Cup for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And that's the only game he's featured in since October. So, we've missed him. Pete's put here about Pellistri, 7. He gave us width on the right, a proper old-fashioned white right winger. Been asking for him for weeks and finally got my wish. You have indeed. Leeds Lounge, for the first time in forever, we looked like he actually had a shape. Yeah, you were great. I can't fault Leeds, and it disgusts me to say it, bro. But yeah, I thought you were great today. I thought you were really, really good. For where you are in the table as well, it's like, yeah, you did well. Peach United point of view put Sancho 8, man of the match for me, and he's my man of the match as well. Pete, I forgot to say I agree with you there. He was brilliant and superb, and his link-up play with Shaw was brilliant. Obviously came on and scored that equaliser. An 8, fantastic performance. Came on when we were 1-0 down and just took it in his stride. That goal is a massive confidence booster. That ball, Ted Lasso nearly got his revenge on about Christmas. Malacia wasn't on for very long. Thought he did all right. Obviously playing at right back when he's a left back. I'm going to give him a 6. Not really anything going on. And Victor Lindelof as well. We got our wish, my wish to see him play CDM, even if it was for a few moments. Didn't enjoy it at all. He just looked a bit crooked. And I mean that in like a tall thing, angly kind of way. He didn't look like an old crooked man. He didn't look great. Didn't do anything wrong though. I'll give him a 6, but I don't know. CDM was an experiment in my head that I thought could work, but wasn't really long enough to give any real grief to. Let's have a look at the comments here. Malacia actually did well, 6.5. I can't rate Malacia really. Wasn't on long enough. I agree. I'm the same as you. Lindelof was okay for me. Moved the ball okay, 6.5. 6 for Lindelof. Did nothing wrong. Allen Road, Sunday. Man, we need to get them 3 points. Today was a chance to go joint second with the new championship frontrunners, Manchester City. And I have to say, we bottled it. We weren't good enough today. We need to improve. We need to work on our defence. We need to work on our progression. And we need, more importantly, and has been the case for all season, we need to work on getting that ball into the back of the net. Crazy. There'll be another video coming up tomorrow morning. If you haven't liked the video, please do. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. I'll drop a video at some point tomorrow. Thank you all for joining in the comments. It's been great talking about these guys. Frustrating game. I'm not happy. I'm going to bed. See you on the next one, guys. Peace.